Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Zahra, ex-Muslim, ex-Shia. Come to help the Muslims see for themselves and decide, and also for human welfare, the highest good of all human beings, everyone. So let's see. This is my aim. And back on this, again, on this ayat, Surah 43 at 89, turn away and say peace. To the disbelievers, right? So you say Islam is about peace. Looking at this ayat only. However, maybe you haven't looked at the other ayats, and how you've looked at the other ayats, which say fight against those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day. In the last day, sorry, excuse me, some congestion or something. So you haven't closely examined these ayats, or you haven't properly examined them. Surah 9 ayat 29, then Surah 2 ayat 193, fight for fitna now, even if they've stopped fighting you, even when they've stopped fighting you. Fight for fitna. Then Surah 9, ayat 120, it's the believers who should take steps, right? Believers are supposed to take steps to anger the disbelievers and cause the disbelievers to suffer pain, infliction, right? Not, I mean, they've got to anger the believers. If they're angering the disbelievers are peaceful, not fighting. And then you could say also, which other, another thing, if I can just add now, Pharaoh and these tyrants, they wanted to rule and they wanted you to believe that they are gods, or they're the God, your Lord. They wanted to rule over you, subjugate you, and Allah sent messengers to tell them, no, don't do this. So making oneself God in this way would be that you would want to rule, you want power over other people, right? And maybe you would even take these ayats to mean that, well, the messenger was there and he's supposed to call them to believe. Now we believers don't have to do this. We just so turn aside from them and say peace until our Imam comes and Allah tells them to fight. These disbelievers, they've done a lot of wrong. Oh, see, it's a different way. You've taken the ayats and I take the ayats differently. So Surah 43 at 88, and Allah acknowledges his saying, who's saying? And his saying, oh my Lord, indeed these are a people who do not believe. So even Hazrat Nuh and all send the wrath on them because they do not believe in one Allah. They join with Allah, they make daughters with Allah, they make sons with Allah, and they even make, give a portion of Allah to these people, servants of Allah. When you are only servants, Surah Zukhruf ayats are there to see the other ayats, right? So only the messenger is supposed to call them. And if they don't believe, they are disbelievers and they're mujrims, they don't listen to what I'm calling them to, the truth. Allah cannot have a son. Allah cannot have this. Allah cannot be joined with someone. So you can't be one with Allah either. So there's a positive way of feeling the power of Allah, being powerful, and not then wanting to rule, not wanting the worldly power over others, other human beings. So that is there too. And so, oh my Lord, indeed, these are people who do not believe. These are mujrims, they don't listen. And those whom they invoke besides Allah have no power of intercession. But you see, this ayat is proven wrong, right? So I had to take some ayats on their own and show you. in the way, not like Akamedipuya, okay? But the way I took it now, I can't. Let me see if I can explain to you. Like you see here, the polytheists who believe that these partners with Allah, who Allah may have given power to, and they don't need worldly power. They don't need to rule over you or have power, control over you with fear and all this, just love. So they don't need that power over you. See, when you have the power, the true power, then you don't need that power. So I felt the ayats were wrong, unjustifiable against the polytheists. Many ayats. So there's a positive side to feeling divine, feeling powerful in this, where the worldly powers are there, and maybe someone thinks they're God in that negative way. But someone who thinks he's God and you are God. So namaste, like the Hindus, they say namaste means I bow to the divinity in you. That's what I've learned from the Hindus. The meaning of namaste. So when you have that power and you return to God, you know you're returning, you're becoming one with God. Even when alive, you're becoming one with God. You don't have to rule and need that control and fear, put fear and awestruck, so it's awestruck. Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu, like that, awestruck. So Jiddu Krishnamurti, you see how he took us into the truth, seeing in a calm, relaxed manner, not being awestruck. I'm reading, Imam Sajjad said this, I want to get up, and I'm so overwhelmed. What is this? And I can't question further. Like I had to settle myself down and relax. So Jiddu Krishnamurti started, and I was reading his books, made me calm down, look at the truth in a, without fear, without judgment first, and then we can, with observation, put the thing in its place, not condemning it and judging it in this way, by observing what it actually is. What is this? Right? What is this? What actually is this? Instead of, so I found this really like, no, yeah, stay away from this. So now I started to help you to see, not get overwhelmed. Oh, yes, Imam Jafar Sadiq said this long time ago. I have a book, right? The greatest scientist, Imam Jafar Sadiq, or what? That book's, the title of the book, I'm forgetting the exact. I bought that book when I was in Karachi, English translation. Oh, my mom said this. Oh, wow. So, in that overwhelming, whatever feeling you have, and you forget to really calm down, neutral, be neutral, examine the Quran ayats, and to see for what they are. And when you're seeing without fear of hell or another thought, that awestruck or whatever, you see here, pay attention here to this ayat, without fear, without worry, then you can see properly, I think, like I have seen. Being here in the present moment, observing, not judging right now, but when things need to be judged because they are judging someone, need to be judged, if they're judging someone rightly or wrongly, then we need to judge it. You see, like Jesus Christ says, although I'm not a Christian, judge not and thou shalt not be judged. But then how to bring the truth from falsehood, how to distinguish. So we are distinguishing truth from falsehood also and maybe not judging and condemning it. But one day they'll find out, right? Like there is turn away from them and they'll know Surah Zukhruf ayat and say peace. I think this is what the polytheists would say even at the time of the messengers when they were calling them, calling these polytheists, come, come, come to the truth. Oh my Lord, indeed, these are people who do not believe. I called them to one God, faith, calling it faith, one God, obeying me, believing in Allah. Surah Nuh ayat also, Hazrat Nuh said this. Nuh said this, Abraham said another thing. Oh, but all these messengers calling the polytheists to this one God. And you see, even this messenger did call them. So he wasn't leaving the polytheists alone until God told him in the next ayat to turn aside from them and say peace. But they are going to know. So either God sends a wrath or you fight against them. And now with this merciful messenger sent for all the worlds, fight. At that time, at least, right? You can see Surah 9, ayat 29. So all this. Surah 2, ayat 193. Fight fitna. Now you're the one who invited them, and sometimes it says invite in a goodly manner, Surah Fussilat ayat. So you stick to the Surah Fussilat ayats, good ones, and you don't go for those bad ones. I don't know. The ones that you are not bad, I mean, it is, you say it is wrong, right? Islam is about insaniyat, even Sri Ravi Shankar going to Kashmir said this, beautiful Kashmir, right? It's like Switzerland. Oh, what's this now? Oh, this is my subscription. So, and what have they done to, I was getting on my homepage Sayyid Muzammils for some days, but I didn't have the heart to click on this. Right? Today only I did this. Only today. एक filthy society, कुछ तो शर्म कर लो, Shahryar Varaj. Sorry, last time I forgot his name, first name. Oh, so it's about, what is this filthy society about? Aina Wazir's cricket dream versus Pakistani caveman, Sayyid Muzammil official. So I had to go back to Sayyid Muzammil's terrible. I thought they had, God forbid. Oh. So a revolution in Kashmir, amazing. Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, unscripted with Gurudev. Islam is about इंसानियत ही है ना, humanity है, huh? And like me, he also says jokingly, like, you are very clever people, really. You Indians, look, come here. इतने चालाक हैं, इतने चालाक. But he made me laugh on that. So he won. बहुत चालाक है, गुरुदेव बहुत चालाक है. आपके इंडियन कुछ हिंदू भी बड़े चालाक हैं. Clever. You see? इंसान Islam is about इंसानियत. गुरुदेव पता नहीं सब कहाँ हैं, या मुझे समझ में नहीं आता. गुरुदेव आप सही तो है ना, ठीक तो है. Putting my hand up also. Huh? Oh my God. So एक वर्स देख के कह रहे हैं कि इंसान, और एक दो वर्सेस देख के कह रहे हैं कि क्या आप क्या देख रहे हैं, किधर देख रहे हैं, हम साथ नहीं देख रहे शायद. सोच भी एक तरह की नहीं है, इंटरप्रेटिंग द कुरान आयत भी एक तरह की नहीं है. तो गुरुदेव तो उन मुसलमानों के साथ है, मेरे साथ तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. Islam is not about insaniyat and not about peace. Temporary peace, yes. Right? So turn aside from them and say peace, but God will show them. Like, but they're going to know. So, no. But, the polytheists, God waited. Try daughters. You, ये एक गॉड अगर ये हकीकत भी है, let's say this is the truth, one God, हकीकत क्या है? देखें, you see, God की हकीकत और God's rules on the higher realms, they're different than on earth. I mean, he can, no, he can't bring the sun from the west. So Abraham, even your Allah can't bring the, but you know, things can, higher realms, things change, right? As you go higher and higher. Anyways, so this way, I could go on, you know, कि तो क्या अगर खुदा के पास, अल्लाह के पास daughters हैं, तो क्या हुआ? उनकी अज़मत को कुछ नहीं हुआ है, बल्कि अपनी क्रिएशन को वो उनको वो देना चाहिए, अपना पावर और हार्मनी। लेकिन सिक्योर है ना वो, दैट पर्सन, दैट सॉरी रसूल करीम सिक्योर है, और फिर गॉड्स के बारे में कह रहा है कि दे विल फाइट फॉर माय, दे ट्राई टू रीच मी, द लॉर्ड ऑफ द थ्रोन। एक सिक्योर है ऑलरेडी विद द ऑनर ऑफ द थ्रोन, सिक्योर, पावर भी है उसके पास। ये कुव्वत जो लोगों में भी कुव्वत अल्लाह ने दी है, कुछ लिमिट रख के, राइट, लिमिटेड कुव्वत ही। Quran ayat for there were men with quwwat, but if you're given unlimited power, all of you human beings, not just one, all of you, what would you do? Fight each other, or would you live in peace and enjoy the power, each one having the same power? Are you going to kill people? Either be thinking you one God, duality, there's the duality here, it's duality. You are separate from this Lord. तो प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं, आते हैं अंदर, वीकनेस पे बहुत सा आता है। आई वाज अ शिया, व्हाई शुड आई बी एंग्री? लेकिन जो इंसान को होता है ना, फिर एग्रीवेशन, फिर गिल्टी फीलिंग, फिर ये, और वीकनेस में क्या क्या नहीं होता है, साइकोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम्स, इमोशनल प्रॉब्लम्स, तो ये सब नहीं होते। So forget about one God and God having daughters, or किधर किधर तो देखें, इधर सूरह ज़ुखरुफ में भी बहुत सारे problems, like it doesn't make sense, some of the ayats. So let me show you, like, तो ये है कि glory to the Lord of the heavens and the earth. अच्छा, the Lord of the throne, from the things they attribute, लेकिन खुद ने जो attribute किया है, attributes हैं इनके ना, नाम है, names हैं, and yet would the words of God not be spent? If the ink were seas, seas were ink, and the wood was pen, right? तो ये word of Allah, जैसे Jesus Christ एक आदमी बन के आया, he was also a word of Allah sent. So it wasn't, Quran ayat है कि he was the word of Allah, right? Like word from Allah, as a from, or same thing, right? Spirit of Allah, Spirit of Allah. तो ये जो word of Allah है, एक attribute है, एक word of Allah है। अभी आप तो समझ में, I don't understand. Exalted is the Lord of the heavens and the earth, Lord of the throne, above what they describe about him. They describe, but he has described himself. He has given sifuna, sifats, attributes to himself. And these attributes, like Prophet Muhammad himself became he's a mercy, right? So as a human being, he personifies the mercy, the attribute of Allah. That's so these polytheists could all have these attributes and tell you you can have it too, all of them in one body. See, ये क्या one God or what they ascribe a son to God. Say if Allah most gracious had a son, I would be the first to worship. But is he not able to have a son? Surah Zumar ayat 4. He can take what he wants and make him a son. Yeah, so he can change the laws in this way at least. He can't bring the sun out from the west. But you see, then he limits himself with his attributes, which you can also have. You can be a word from God in human form, then comes into a form. Say if Allah, Ali, the name, Ali given to Ali, Abu Talib, this is an attribute of Allah. And he had that attribute most time. So some of the things don't make sense. I would be the first to worship. I will worship, yes, worship beyond kaya, devotion. What difference is it really as long as you are a good person? This truth, one God, his beyond existence. We don't know what kind of existence he has. Shias also. Or is he energy? Shias would not say he's energy. Maybe Sunnis will say he's. There's no similarity. Similar to him, right? तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? What difference does it make if there was a similarity to him? Jesus Christ was the Word, Spirit of Him, His. He breathed His Spirit into you. तो वो इनका ही spirit होगा ना? But they say no, it's not His Spirit, not Allah's Spirit that He breathed into you. He created this and Spirit that He says is His, but it's not actually Him. It's not actually Him. Then लेकिन Jesus Christ कितना अच्छा था? How good was he? Quran ayats will tell you, and yet he's made the messenger, but he's Ruh Allah. He's the spirit of Allah, he's the word of Allah. Or do they think that we hear not their secrets private? And ask the messengers that there's only one God. Abhi, wo kaise messengers to वैसे ही बोल रहे हैं, just saying, they shall call out, oh Malik, whoever they, Malik, Malik, Malik. Let your Lord put an end to us. He will reply, you must stay on in it. क्यों ये मुजरिम है? Because they did not believe in the message of the messenger of Allah. No wise shall we be unjust to them, but it is they who have been unjust to themselves because they didn't listen to the messengers. No wise will the punishment be lightened and then despair overwhelmed. But the evildoers, they are evildoers too. Criminals, right? Like I said, because they didn't listen. And the believers will be in gardens, goblets. To them will be passed round dishes, goblets of gold. Whatever the eyes delights, and you will be abiding therein eternally. इधर ही कर लेना, इधर, here. Bismillah, start. Allah. Why test them? If they are hypocrites or they are believers or what. Enter you're the guard. Huh. Your kinds, spouses, delighted. Udhar be spouses होंगी. Allah. ये तो, it is a insult to the heaven. Being those who have believed in our signs and bowed in His. My devotees, abhi keh raha hai, my devotees or my servants. Oh, my servants, no fear. Will there be concern there? Here and now, close friends that they will be enemies to each other except for the righteous. close friends, friendship को भी ऐसा तोड़ना है in the hereafter because they disbelieved in what we sent to them, the message, through the messengers. Do they only wait for the hour? Perceive not, but Jesus Christ is the sign of the hour. But sects from among themselves fell into disagreement. Woe to the wrongdoers. Factions, Ahzab. See, he's still saying, for Allah, He's my Lord and your Lord. So worship Him. You should worship, serve Him. That is the straight way. Why are you on a crooked way? Why are you on a crooked way? When Jesus came with clear signs, He said, now have I come to you with wisdom and in order to make clear to you some of the points in which you dispute. Therefore, fear Allah and obey me. Again, like Nu, Surah Nu, fear Allah, obey me. Be mindful of Allah, I think it is. Ittaqu. Be mindful. And let not Satan hinder you, for surely he is your open enemy. क्यों करेगा hindrance? Oh my God. And indeed, he will be a sign, knowledge of the hour. So be not in doubt. Are you haven't seen Jesus, and he will be the sign. You've seen Prophet Muhammad and believers. How many have not seen Prophet Muhammad? They can't bear a picture of Prophet Muhammad. You know, some of us will be, even if it's not cartoon, but it's a true picture. Oh, we'll be finished, gone. And if it were our will, we could make angels from. Why didn't you? Yes, better. Should have made us angels rather than human beings. Suffering like this. He was no more than a servant. We granted our favor to him. This is really funny. And what else is there? And they said, are our gods better or is he? They did not present it, i.e., the comparison, except from your argument. These signs of Allah are giving you proof? No, they're not. Okay, night doesn't, you know, cover the day, and the day doesn't cover the night, and this and kya hai? Except for the argument. Except for the argument. What? And they said, are our gods better or is he? Right? Here, they don't say, is Allah better or our gods? So they're not comparing. So they're comparing. Sometimes even Allah compares himself in ways, it's really strange. Except for mere argument, but in fact, they are people prone to dispute. Abhi in pe ye ilzam, accuse, this kind of accusations. No sooner the example of the son of Mary was mentioned, and lo, behold, your people raised a clamor, and we made them a people of the past. Thus did he make fools of his people, and they obeyed him. Oh, Pharaoh, maybe. Then why are not gold bracelets bestowed on him, or why come not with him angels accompanying him in procession? Moses, am I not better than this? Pharaoh says, am I not better than this Moses, who is contemptible wretch and can scarcely express himself clearly? अच्छा ये फिरौन के बारे में अल्लाह कह रहा है, really. And Pharaoh proclaimed among his people, saying, O my people, does not the dominion of Egypt belong to me? These streams flowing underneath my palace. Well, God gives the dominion to whom he pleases. God gave it to Moses, Pharaoh also, and God made Pharaoh an imam who invites to the fire. Why did God make Pharaoh an imam? You see, you forget some ayats from the Quran. But when we removed the penalty from them, behold, they broke the word. Oh, they keep going back. on their words to Allah. And they said, "Nahi." So every sign that we showed them was greater than its predecessor. Predecessor. I can't pronounce this word right now, sorry. And that was greater than its sister. Okay. Ajib, but when he brought them our signs at once, every sign is equal. We did send Moses aforetime with our signs. See, now Moses comes. Now the Shias, with the messenger came, we leave these, we disassociate from these who say we are kafirs and they are the believers, Muslim believers, right? We are the disbelievers, we are the polytheists. But you see, at the time of the messenger, he had to bring them, send them the message and say, come to Islam. And was it a very peaceful way of saying that? Or leave your gods, right? Do you make equal the giving of water to the pilgrims? Surah Tawbah, I keep forgetting, 19 or which one? All these are nijas, impure. How can this religion be for humanity? So at the time of the messengers also, Shias, now you sit back, relax, But of course you don't worry, even if they come and take your lives. Those believers consider themselves Muslim believers, think they are the believers, you are the disbelievers. And you are the infidels and the mushriks, polytheists. But look what Moses didn't leave them. I am a messenger of the Lord of the worlds. Went to Pharaoh and his chiefs, saying this also. And question thou our message, and ask those who sent before you of our messengers. So they've said, our gods are better than these messengers. Have we made besides the most merciful deities to be worshipped? Now see, he's given an attribute of himself, Allah. He hasn't even said besides Allah. Why is he given an attribute? And this most merciful, and Prophet Muhammad is sent as a mercy. In the end, all these messengers are not mercy. What is going on? So you see, and asked us, huh? Okay, let me see if I can explain this. See what's wrong with this. Polytheists are being told to ask those who we sent, Allah sent before you of our messengers. Now, why should they ask our messengers? Right? They will say, oh, revelations are coming on us. But they said we follow our forefathers because Allah willed that we become polytheists and worship Him like that, maybe, right? They were saying, the polytheists. Have we made besides the most merciful deities to be worshipped? What Allah is our messengers, then whether we had appointed any deities besides the merciful one to be worshipped. Rahman be worshipped. Let me see. Something wrong in this also. Excuse me. Sorry. Surah Anbiya ayat, Muhammad is mercy. You are nothing but, oh, sorry, excuse me. That's what Allah says. We have sent you except we have you are nothing but Surah Anbiya at 107, sorry, the way I put it. If it offends you, and not have we sent you but Rahmat. Now this, hello, doesn't this become, doesn't Prophet Muhammad become an attribute of Allah? Rahmat. So it's from Rahman. Oh, Al Rahman, right? In form, male. So he's given his attribute to Rasulullah. My goodness, Prophet Muhammad, this Rasulullah. Gods to be worshipped. Oh, oh, wait a minute. You see? So aren't you and ask those whom we send before you of our messengers. Now he says that did we make besides Ar-Rahman? This is his attribute, gods to be worshipped. You're supposed to worship Ar-Rahman also, his attribute. You see, that's not him alone. So he's joined Ar-Rahman, his attribute, with him, and he says you're supposed to worship the most gracious, Allah. But the most gracious, he says, not Allah. Here is Allah says, worship the most gracious. Now tell me, see, I caught him. Oh, polytheists, you're right. So see how he has put ayats against the polytheists, and how now I'm bringing them for the polytheists. How I've caught him, you see, and it makes sense, and it goes against how he has put it. There are many ayats that have errors, and God knows, logic, defying logic. So, oh, so now we, besides, and ask those, see how I got it. I can't believe this. I wasn't even ready for this. It's the mic. Mic is on. This is one of a kind. Like my mic is charged. One of a kind. See this. Now, does he want you to worship Allah, the God in the earth and in, it'll come, that ayat. It's in the surah. God in the sky and God in the earth. Ex-Muslim Ahmad has also explained that there are two gods. This means Arabic. He knows Arabic, ex-Muslim Ahmad. But look at this, and ask those whom we sent before you of our messengers, did we make besides the most gracious, gods to be worshipped? Al-Rahman, it's not the most gracious, it's the gracious. It is not the most gracious. It is the gracious, right? So you can say most gracious, sorry, you can put the merciful, like Maududi has put it, not most gracious. That means there are less gracious than him. This is what my aunt was saying, she aunt. Sunnis, some Muslims put most gracious. That means most gracious, most beneficent. You don't put that. He is the only Rahman, the only Rahim, right? So that's what my aunt was saying. Sorry. If my tone, I just am overexcited. I'm not angry, but my tone may sound, it may sound that I'm not being rude or anything. Huh? Okay. And ask those we sent before you of our messengers. I have to read it again. Sorry. Have we made besides the merciful, Maududi in English, the merciful one to be worshipped? Besides the merciful one to be worshipped, one merciful, no, but the merciful. Here, then read merciful deities to be worshipped, besides the most merciful. Now you see, he's put an attribute of his to be worshipped. So he can be worshipped as Al Rahman, his one attribute. Then, oh dear Muslims, oh dear, 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 dear. This means Prophet Muhammad is supposed to be worshipped. He is a mercy for the worlds. رحمة 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 للعالمين. Rahmat for the worlds. But you see how God, so you see how God in other ayats also here in Surah Zukhruf has put against the polytheists. See, Prophet Muhammad is inviting them. Then will you make the deaf hear or guide the blind or he who is in clear error? At least Shias, you know that he was inviting them in a good way. And then, huh? Or now fight them because they are fitna. Keep fighting them. There's violence in this. And never will it benefit you the day. Where is that ayat? And indeed, they avert them from the way while they think that they are rightly guided, right? And whoever is blinded from remembrance of the merciful, we appoint for him a devil, and he is to him a companion. So, Imams thereafter thinking they are rightly guided because Holy Prophet is the messenger rightly guided. I showed you. So they think they are rightly guided, but they're not. But this is against the polytheists. See his remembrance of Al Rahman. So what his attribute, this is so important. See, remembering Allah as Al Rahman, right? Zikri, not only as Allah, but his attribute. Whoever turns away from the remembrance of Al Rahman, now not Allah as Allah, but the God, but as Ar Rahman. See, we appoint for him a devil, then he to him is a companion. Were it not that men might become of one way of life, we would provide for everyone that blasphemes against Allah. What? Most gracious. Allah, most again, it's on Ar Rahman or Al Rahman, right? For their houses, ceilings, and stairways of silver upon which to mount. What is Allah saying here? And if it were not that the people would become one community of disbelievers, oh, we would have made for those who disbelieve in the most merciful for their houses ceilings and stairways of silver upon which to mount. My God, what is this? Is it they who would portion out the mercy of thy Lord? Now, portioning out the mercy of thy Lord. It is we who portion out between them their livelihood in the life of this world, and we raise some of them above others in ranks, so that some may command work from others. But the mercy of thy Lord is better than the wealth which they amass. What is Allah saying here again? Sahih International. Do they distribute the mercy of your Lord? Oh my goodness. It is we who have apportioned among them their livelihood. Mercy of the Lord, but you've made Rasulullah the mercy, Rahmat. Oh. And then he talks about livelihood, how they distribute the mercy, Rahmat of your Lord. But Allah, you have made Rasulullah mercy for all the worlds, one person. So you have given your mercy, your attribute to one person. Also, they say, why is not this Quran sent down to some leading man in either of the two cities? But when the truth came to them, they said this sorcery. And yeah, I have given the good things of life, this life to these and their fathers. Good things, good. Until the truth has come to them and a messenger making things clear. No one came to them, no messenger came to them. Allah gave them good things, enjoyment, enjoying their lives. They were not, worshipping. Oh my God. And we made it a word remaining among his descendants. Word. Only him I worship. Why has, except for him who created me, indeed he will guide me. Behold, Abraham said to his father and his people, I do indeed clear myself of what you worship, right? So they have said this to them, polytheists, against the polytheists. So we exacted retribution from them. I'm going up. Now see what was the end of those who rejected truth. See, Allah says, don't reject this truth. So you would be mujrameen, you would be zalimeen, you would be what? He said, what? Even if I brought you better guidance than that, which you found your fathers following? They said, for us, we deny that your prophets are sent on a mission. Why not? Yes. Oh, we continue to follow their footsteps. Polities, they have a religion too. These people, they said that before the town any warner, and thus not we send before you in a town any warner. Now he's saying we didn't send any warner before you in a town, but he sent messengers. Except said the wealthy ones. Oh no no. Except that no, he did send the messengers. Except that they told them, the wealthy ones, we found our forefathers. No, he did send. Sorry, excuse me, that's my fault. A religion, ummatin. That's not religion. That's a nation, community, or something. Nation, ummatin. Okay, English wrong. It's not a religion. Nay, they say we found our fathers following a certain religion again. Ummatin. And we do guide ourselves by the footsteps. It's not religion, it's not deen, it's ummatin. What? Have we given them a book before this to which they are holding fast? What is this? Ah, they say if it had been the will of the most gracious, they believe in the most gracious, we should not have worshipped such deities, meaning, or in such a way. Of that they have no knowledge. They do nothing but lie. So they're called liars. And those who conjecture, assume things about Allah, Ar-Rahman. So they believe in the most gracious also, and they believe in Allah also. And if Allah had willed, no, if the gracious had willed, we would not have worshipped them. So they worship, they follow the most gracious, right? Oh, please see this, please see this. Now you see, taking this ayat and they make into females, angels. Well, you made a male angels and you sent a male to Maryam, right? Isa's mother. Oh God. Who themselves serve Allah. Yes. Did they witness their creation? Have you witnessed the creation of your messengers? That you believe in them? Their evidence will be recorded and they'll be called to account. Now they're blamed for making, no, this is too much. Is then one brought up among trinkets and unable to give a clear account in a dispute? So there are dispute, just because they're saying, no, no, we don't believe in this, they're just for the argument's sake, they're arguing with these prophets. Just for argument's sake, they're disputing people. What when news is brought to one of them, what he sets up as a likeness to most gracious, his face dark as a likeness. What he sets up as a likeness, his face likeness to the most gracious. Why should his face darken if? And when one of them is given good tidings of that which he attributes to the most merciful in comparison, i.e., daughter. Okay, this is about females, maybe in Arabic, written. His faith he attributes in comparison. Oh, she's mercy from Allah. Like not only Prophet Muhammad is a rahmat, but she's also a rahmat. His face becomes dark and he suppresses grief. Is Allah condemning them for attributing to the most merciful their daughter in comparison? When one of them is given good tidings of that which he attributes to the most merciful in comparison. Oh, God knows what this is. Sorry, excuse me. What? Has he taken daughters out of which he himself creates? Why not? And so I can't argue otherwise, but I can take you to Surah Zumar and give you that. That of course he can take daughters, he can take whatever he likes from his creation. He himself has said it and granted to you sons for choice. Just takes you on the wrong path. Yet they attribute to some of his against these polytheists. Yet they attribute to some of his servants a share with them. Oh, with God. Truly is man a blasphemous, ingrate avowed. Kafir, kafirun, disbeliever. Now it's called blasphemous by Yusuf Ali. This word has been used, evidently thankful, by Yusuf Ali as blasphemer, blasphemous. Oh my God. It's clearly ungrateful. But they have attributed to him from his servants a portion. From his servants a portion. And then he goes to daughters and all this, you see, that they've made. They attribute daughters to Allah. And you see, where has he taken you? So wait. Attribute to some of his servants a share with them. What's with him? A share. Who is with him? A share. Rasulullah, his attribute he's given. A share of him. Right? Surah Anbiya, we saw or ayah 106. And who else? Share with them. Huh? And they attribute, Surah Maida at 55, Waliyakum, on the same level as Allah, His messenger and the believers. So you see, you'll never go there. Will your mind go there? Think and examine deeply. Examine, cross-questioning. Or has he taken out for what he has created daughters and chosen for you sons? So you see, when you are in this indoctrinated against polytheism, reading this ayat, you'll just, pass by it, not thinking of Surah 5, ayat 55 and Surah Anbiya, ayat 106. that Rasulullah has the same share as Allah, as a rahmat, right? Allah is also Rahman, Al Rahman. Oh my God. So this is where you people go wrong. How you people go wrong and are made to go wrong and not question deeply and taking other eyes to see. Missing some eyes also. Oh, daughters. Oh, daughters. Yes, yes. We give. But see, if you just put attention on this first, instead of going to the next ayat, racing to the next ayat, Surah 43 at 50. But they have attributed to him from his servants a portion. Like, surely it's clearly. But they made to him from his servants a portion. They made. This is not from Sifuna, or it's not the attribute. They've just made to him, they've given to him from his slaves a portion. Indeed, the man, surely is clearly ungrateful, surely is ungrateful. Lakafur, yeah, disbelieving, ungrateful. You have made Rasulullah and the believers who Surah Maida 55 on the same level, waliyakum. They have made, or what? To him, they've made, now they say attribute because they can't put make here. It's wrong. So I don't know how to correct this ayat, but it's surely wrong, right? They have made to him, given to him from his slaves a portion. Indeed, I'll just leave it, yes. And indeed, we to our Lord will return. Yeah, but you will not become one with your Lord. In order that you may sit firm and square on the backs, and oh, He's given you all these animals, ships, cattle, anything else, sends down the rain. So see how He tries to deceive you. And if against the polity, it's like He's the creator who created the heavens and the earth. But then when we look at that, cross examine them, question them, that Jesus is a creator too. See, Allah doesn't say, is anyone like him who creates out of nothing? No. Allah, against the polytheist disbeliever, says, is there anyone who creates anything? Right? There is no one like me who creates. No, wait a minute. How does he say it in that Quran ayat? Let me remember. Anything, nothing. So, but he doesn't say, I can't remember now. He doesn't say, is there anyone who creates out of nothing? Is there anyone who creates? There's no one who creates anything, nothing. So, how is that ayat put? I keep forgetting. So, Allah, so Jesus created out of clay. And Allah also created Adam out of clay. So, there's definitely with at least Jesus who created something. But Allah can't say they are not able to create anything, right? Jesus created. And moreover, here he says, they will certainly say, the Almighty, the All Knowing has created them. Now they even know the attributes of Allah. خَلَقَهُنَّ Al-Aziz Al-Alim. Good God. This, so we destroyed them. So I'm going, people of old, because they didn't listen. And never came there a prophet to them, but they mocked him. And we're told they mocked him. But why would they listen to these prophets, these polytheists? Shall we then take away the message from you and repel you, for that you are a people transgressing beyond bounds? Musrif. Because you attribute partners to Allah and give a share from your partners to Him. And this is how He's put it for these polities. Really, no. So also look at this. This is a Quran made in Arabic. It's only for the Arabs by the clear book. It's also a clear book. You shouldn't go to your religious scholars to understand this book. It is clear in itself. Indeed, we have made it an Arabic Quran that you might understand, but you won't if you're not an Arab. And even Arabs have to go to their religious scholars, really study hard for years to understand what this is. They need context, they need hadiths, they need the history of this. It is also not a clear book for the Arabs. Well, Kitab al Mubin. No, it is not. Oh, so this. So you see, I explained and I've shown. Please don't read just these ayats and say Islam is about peace against the disbelievers, against polytheists. You see what Allah has told him? This messenger in Surah 43 at 89. So turn aside from them and say peace. But they are going to know Islam is of peace. Then why Surah 4 at 47 also? Allah threatens to deface their faces if they don't believe in this. So you're looking at it in a narrow way, this ayat, but they are going to know. How are they going to know? You see, the polytheists are going to show them later on. Like I was born in a Shia family, knew Shia Islam a bit, and then I'm here to tell you patiently, right? In this way. You know what I mean? but they are going to know. So the polytheist way is that I come here, ex-Muslim, show you peacefully. Now is the time for you to know the truth about this Quran and who is rightly guided and who is misguided, monotheists or polytheists. And also, we're not going to hurt anyone. So remember, I told you in the previous live stream, said keep this open. There's a man, polytheist, let's see, okay, or a woman. Okay, let's take a man, right? And he says, I'm not going to fight you. I don't want to fight you. I know you're saying come to one God, one God. But I don't want to come to one God because I know from my God what I know, right? And here in this religion, you're one God. You can't even be one with God, at least not in Shia Islam, right? But I'm already one with God. I already have God's power. I know you showed Pharaoh saying that he said he's your Lord. He's the Lord, he's the God to his people. But, I have power, I know, and yet I I don't need the worldly power. I'm not like Pharaoh. I know, Ana al Haq, I am the Haq, meaning I'm God, like Mansur al Hajjaj said. And the Muslims unlive in them, right? So I don't want to fight you. The, these present Muslims, sorry, Shias, without the Imam, without a messenger at this time, Caliphate, they're going to kill me. Without even the Caliphate, taking lives of Shias in Pakistan, some of them Muslims, right? The radical Muslims. Terrorists. They will. So they don't read the Quran like you, they don't interpret Quran ayats. Only Prophet Muhammad, at the time of Prophet Muhammad, were they forced? All the messengers, right? Then afterwards, their people didn't. That's another thing. But at the time of Prophet Muhammad, so what if Prophet Muhammad had told the polytheists, look, for you, your religion, like in Surah Kafirun, for me, my religion, right? And then finish. No. But we see it's not finished there. So at the time of the messenger, Shias, do you think I will be left alone? Or this man who says, leave me alone. I have gods to worship. I have stones to worship. I worship the stones or whatever you think. Okay, I have gods and I have. Will he be left alone? Shias now at the time of Prophet Muhammad. No, he will not. Surah Tawbah ayats, and even Allah says to the Ahl Kitab, you will not be left alone, meaning believe in this before I. The messenger saying Allah has threatened, sent a revelation, threatened to obliterate your faces. Even the Jews and the Christians who were given the scripture were not left alone. They were threatened by Allah through this messenger. So is this a peaceful religion? Is this the way? No, no one will be left alone at the time. Messenger is there. Sometimes he says, oh, until time for forgiveness, until the messenger is here, Allah will not send a punishment. But why? When Moses was there, Pharaoh didn't believe, so Allah sent the punishment on them, right? And Pharaoh, and who were with Pharaoh, and Nuh, and then Nuh prayed, "Oh God, they're not listening to me. Send a wrath on them, since they are planning, or you would say they're planning to attack Nuh. Stop him. Of course, they're going to plan to stop him from, asking them to come to this religion. So it's not a peaceful religion. It's missionary work, and in the beginning, yes, yes, turn aside and then I'll tell you. But they are going to know, and how they knew at the time of the messenger. Surah Tawbah ayats are there. The threat against them by Allah also is there. In Surah 4 ayat 47, the Ahl Kitab, the people of the book, or the ones given the book. Threat is there. This is not peaceful. Islam is not peaceful. How can you say Islam? See the way you read the Quran ayats and interpret them, and it's even taking the Shia way. At the time of the messenger, in the beginning, peaceful. In the end, finish them, fight them until they believe in this. You got it. So Dr. David Wood is right about this, right? That in the beginning, peaceful, that's why. In the turn away and say peace, but then I will, they are going to know, meaning I might send threats. Is that what he did? Allah did. This Allah was not. Where's my, sorry, excuse me. I need to tie my hair. I don't know where I put my hairband. God knows where it's fallen. Sorry. So please don't read these ayats as if, Islam is, and say Islam is peaceful. So turn away from them and forgetting Surah Tawbah ayats, forgetting all these ayats that I've given you in Surah 2, ayat 193, fight because of fitna, even when they've stopped. You can't take as the rule, general rule, that fight them only if they fight you. Oh, Surah 9, Ayat 120. Believers are supposed to make the disbelievers angry, take steps to anger the disbelievers, cause the disbelievers to suffer pain. Also, then Surah 9, Ayat 1 to 3, believers fight against the unbelievers who live around you or who you have spared. As I took Yalunakum, meaning from Surah 3, Ayat 180, and let them find in you sternness, and know that Allah is with the God fearing. These disbelievers or unbelievers are not fighting you. The bottom line is, with the at the time of the messenger, see Shia, see. So now maybe not after Imam Hussein, no. Imam Hussein showed what's the truth. This is the true Islam, Imam Hussein it's shown. But at the time of the messenger, fight these unbelievers, right? Take another head. Sorry, excuse me. Distracting my hair. Oh God. So do you see it now or no? Anyone who cares to see. So I'm here for those who care to see and to show them how I've seen these ayats and they don't go with you. Peaceful peace. So I've shown you, I've done my duty, show you the real truth about Islam. And this is how I've taken the ayats. Now it's up to you. Yet I'm not going to believe after having done my research. Sorry, you say Islam is peaceful and Islam is for insaniyat, humanity, and all this. I'm not in that with you. I don't agree to you. But of course, I'm not going to hurt you or anything. So the person, back to that, who says, I'm not, he's saying, here, the ones who live. Let's take this for your lunakum, Surah 9, Ayat 1, 2, 3. Believers fight against the unbelievers who live around you. Okay? What if this man is living around at that time, the messenger's time, Prophet Muhammad's time? I don't want to leave my land, which is close to living around the believers, right? I'm also one of those living around the believers. I don't want to fight you, turn aside and say peace. Do you think they'll turn aside and say peace? Are you going to take this ayat? Then you'll do a great injustice for Surah to us, to those who were there around, living around the believers at the messenger's time. Surah 9, Ayat 1 to 3. Believers, fight against the unbelievers who live around you and let them find in you sternness. Now, what? I give you peace. I say, please, what? You're an unbeliever. I'm an unbeliever. I'm not doing anything to them. Believers are supposed to fight me, the man who is living around them, and let them find in you sternness. What kind of humanity are you talking about that Islam has? For God's sakes, doing a great injustice to. Aren't you doing a great injustice? I mean, they've done a great injustice and you are with them then. You're doing a great injustice. You see, fighting those unbelievers who are around you, living and be stern with them. And then how they've changed the words written, Yalunakum, for they will not spare you ruin. They wish you would have hardship. Hatred has already appeared. When did hatred appear? At the time of Abraham and his followers against the polytheists, if they don't believe in one Allah, their Allah, as they believe in. So why is now Allah has shown them, so bad, violent, argumentative, no religion of peace. No, this is of unjust religion against them also, these polytheists and disbelievers. For they will not spare you ruin. O you who have believed, do not take as intimates those other than yourselves. Anyways, Sri Ravi Shankar ji has proven a polytheist, right? Hindus, see, he wants good for even Muslims have come, ladies with hijab. He's proven this ayat wrong at least. Surah 3 ayat 118. So, maybe you need time. Again, will you go to your way of interpreting the ayats and your religious scholars' ways, Quran expert ways, or what? But no more will I, because just can't take these ayats, you know, without taking the other ayats, thinking of the other ayats. Surah Hashar ayats too. Houses broken? Allah cast terror? Houses broken? They are expelled from Medina now? Or around Medina, their land? See, if Shia said this messenger only is supposed to invite you to Islam, and if you don't come, then or if you don't help him, you have to become believers, right? At that time, Shias. And then, of course, we are not the believers. Even after him, we're not supposed to invite to Islam. Are you supposed to? Yes, you are supposed to invite them to Islam, aren't you? Only the Imams are supposed to. Maybe they'll say that. We're supposed to leave them alone. Shia, 12 Shias. So, for you 12 Shias, you read it like this, Surah Zukhruf ayat 89. So turn aside from them and say peace. But they are going to know. Wait till maybe Imam Mahdi comes and gives everyone the choice. Or are the Christians, Jews, what? Polytheists? No. Fights the polytheists. Polytheists don't have a choice. Freedom of religion. Polytheists don't have that, even when Imam Mahdi comes. So, this you can read for your own belief that we believers are supposed to leave them alone. Messenger came and told them, now leave them alone. Even our Imam Hussein said, I left them alone. I was in Medina. They even took the caliphate. They didn't come to Imamate. I left them alone. I left the hypocrites alone. I left the mischief makers alone. All that. Yeah, you can say this, right, with your own interpretations, but that would be wrong. Wrong. You see? But you can say that. Now, I'm here for the truth and justice. And your religious scholars have said the same, and even Imam Hussein has said the same. But who is lying and who's telling the truth? You decide. right? You decide. Or who has got this wrong? The Quran ayats. So it's your interpretation, your tafsirs against mine. And moreover, at least apostates would be, according to even 12 Rishas. And the women will be females imprisoned. Is this peaceful religion? Peaceful means giving freedom of choice to choose, not harming those who want to leave this religion or who, you know, who can say things against this religion on the basis of evidence. So, this is not a peaceful religion, but for Allah kill. And then you've made it, your alims have changed it to just, for a just cause. But if they had left it like I showed you, for al-haq, ooh, then you go to Surah Muhammad ayah, then you say, okay, we meet wherever we meet the disbelievers. So they try to soften it for you. And they lie to you, it seems. Otherwise, Quran ayahs, as you take them, Surah 17 and 33, see how they softened it and maybe lied. Your exegetes had to lie to you. But okay, apostates kill them. For surahs, even Allama Tabatabai said, Shia, tafsir, exegete, expert, right? But at least you spare the disbelievers. Because then we go to Surah Muhammad ayat 4. And whenever you meet or you meet the disbelievers, kill them. That is what you would come to, as radical Muslims have come to, some of them. Ooh, it's terrible. Surah Muhammad ayat 4, right? It's a terrible religion. It's not peaceful, not even for humanity. Yeah, you could say in a violent, uh, disrupting peace also. If you have to save the people, then this is humanity, like violent way, save. Do you mean that in that way humanitarian or for humanity? But violent, using violence, and even like taking their lives if you have to, because then the others they don't turn away from this religion, this truth, and be hypocrites and like what you say. Give an example of Yazid, and the leaders turn away and show this Islam, which is such a great, violent, but still violent, right? To save humanity, use violence. So this is what Islam is. But can we save humanity in loving ways? You believe what you want to believe, but at least, we're not going to harm you. We're not going to use violence against you because you believe you may wreck the world, but we're not going to use violence against you. But we're just telling you that, with your maybe even secular system, this system, that system, you could wreck the world with the wrong religion, right? But we're not going to harm you. We can at least say this, right? And just saying, oh, we're helping humanity. We want reform. We want peace. But this religion, it harms. Yes. See, Surah 9 at 120. So they did not, and also at the time, let's take it in context at the time of the messenger. What were you believers supposed to do? You were supposed to tread on grounds that enrage, make angry the disbelievers, and also inflict upon an enemy infliction. You see, they didn't inflict upon their enemies any infliction. These Medinan people of Medina and those surrounding them, of the Bedouins. Yes, so it is a violent religion. And you're supposed to cause the disbelievers to suffer pain at the time of the messenger. To save humanity like this? No, other way. There is another God, I think, peaceful, non-violent. I still give you, I send you love for humanity's sake. That love. I send you care. I send you good regards. I send you peace. Right? Peace. So a good God saying, I to his people, look, you can't kill them. You're here to do good. They are ignorant. They haven't realized they've followed these wrong religions where God says, use violence. Apostates also, like to discipline the woman, use violence on the third count. All this. But I would tell you, I'm a good God, you can't use violence. Even when they come after your life, after your land. Can you move away? Can you leave your land? Leave your land. I will not allow violence. I'm a good God. And yet, when you leave the land, they come after you even then and kill you, take your life. Oh, but I'm a good God. So I would say, representing the good God, I cannot kill you. Like that person who came here, where he said, no, no, I'm not, I can't kill them. I was like, you are going to allow evil and all this. So you see, no, no, the good God would not allow us to even protect ourselves with violence, force. So under such a person, maybe, that we have to stop people by force or something. We won't, because if you're under such a person and under such a God, good God, you will real you will be awakened in such a way. None of you, the whole like Zoroastrianism or Persian Magi's, or you won't even commit suicide. And like, I'm sick and tired of life. So much evil. Yeah, I see a lot of evil. People are ignorant, but our God doesn't want to use violence against them, right? Nature does at times, but nature takes the innocent also. So where's the good God? Nature doesn't even go with the good God. Anyways, Magus. Sometimes there's an avalanche of, so we go with the avalanche. So Magus and Muse, like inspired by Magus and Muse, like good God. And the person who came here and said, so I thought about it more, again, rethinking, and okay, but I will not do violence. To stop, you see, they say do not use black magic, right? To cut black magic or heal from black magic. Do not use evil against evil. Do not use violence against violence. Use always love, peace, take the first step, make people happy, smile, put a smile on people's faces. Whoever you are, whatever your religion is. Now, this one wasn't letting the polytheists be. No one, no Christian, no Jew, this Allah also. Surah 4 ayat 47. Okay? So, how much time now? It's 12. Oh, sorry, I started late also. I didn't know if I should come or not. I wasn't prepared, but I had to come. Somehow decided to come. Okay, even though unprepared, not fully prepared. So, please, for the truth, justice, see, I I have no, I can't articulate what I'm. So, you see, for the truth, I had to come, even though unprepared, not fully prepared. Uh, Please don't say this is humanitarian religion, this for humanity. It has violence. In the beginning, maybe in the beginning, this was to turn aside from them and say peace. But who is consistent in this? Not this religion. But they are going to know. And you see, through the polytheists, maybe one day our Allah will show them. And now I have been shown. These polytheists who have been martyred at that time showed me. I know which, at least I know this is a lie, right? And this is not consistent peace, like continuous peace. No. So one who gives you Muslims peace and the messenger peace will be killed, fought against. One who gives you peace says, please leave me alone. Okay, I give you peace, but not like not like salam alaikum. My God is different. His name is this. And salam alaikum would mean that I have become a Muslim, but I remain a polytheist and say salam alaikum to you. Would you kill me? Yes, you would. Surah 9, ayat 1, 2, 3. So it's not continuous, it's not constant, this peace that Allah says, turn away from them and give them, say peace to them. This is not even constant in this religion, right? Okay? Got it? So please, this is what I have found, and so I'm giving it to you, whether you can do your own research and see whether you want to, you know, whether you think this is peace, continuous, constant, consistency, or I will be, because I'm a polytheist, because I'm a disbeliever, I will be fought against at the time of the messenger living around them. Think about it. Okay, we leave it like this. Okay, so I've done my work and I'm here for the truth and only the truth to show you. So, where I've seen it's not the truth, I've shown you. Okay. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Really appreciated your patience here. Thank you for all those who supported me, those who didn't take my life, those who didn't harm me. Really appreciate it. Very grateful. And those who supported me, really, really grateful to you. Please don't harm people for apostasy, even, or blasphemy, or for not, according to you, also not being like radical Muslims. See, this is not the truth. Always choose love, peace. If this So those who remain Muslims, radical Muslims, what kind of Allah is this? My Allah would be peace, love, and wouldn't force you. See, He's forced people, and it's very strict religion. So some of you can't even come up to the living like this, right? Living as the way Islam wants you to live, like having hayat dunya and its adornment, enjoying the life of this world and its adornment, and also choosing Islam, Allah, and His Messenger. So it's terrible. I think it's really terrible. This way, caring for humanity in this way, I don't know what. Also, Sri Ravi Shankarji going to Kashmir and saying Islam. Of course, Islam is a, yeah, yes, but you are a najas. Polytheists are impure. Surah Tawbah ayat. And you're saying Islam is peace. Islam is for humanity. But Islam is not peace. Peaceful ways to save humanity. Okay, I better leave now. I'll be repeating myself. In other words, other ways, other words. Thank you for your time and attention. All those who helped, I wish you the most beautiful life. Peace, love, love, love. Love is the greatest. So choose love. Choose love. Love in itself saves you. You don't have to have knowledge, you don't have to study. Love saves you. Love is divine. Love is from the divine. Rumi says, he who is not in love will fail. When resurrection comes, he who is not in love will fail the test, not pass it. Right? Rumi has said this. Shahram Shiva's translation of Rumi's this poem.
We'll be back. Until then, thank you so much.